Yo, what up? What up? What up? Top of the evening. As you guys see, I'm trying to get a couple little of my last minute things squared away here for the show. Running a little bit behind, but I guess to be late is better than never. Appreciate you guys for coming in and joining me once again for episode now number 76 of Tate's Take, the podcast. Appreciate everybody for joining us. Remember, you can always follow along on all social media platforms at Tate's Take Hoops, TateSTakeHOOPS. As you should know by now that is where basketball lives. And make sure that you have subscribed. Go and subscribe. Tell a friend to subscribe. I always tell people all the time, don't save the conversation for the local barbershop. Don't save the conversation for the local sports bar. We're talking it right here. Any and everything basketball, 94 feet long, 50 feet wide, 22 feet, 1 1/4 inches out on the perimeter for college, and 23 feet 1 3/4 inches out on the perimeter for the NBA. So I'm just trying to keep all my dimensions together. Go and subscribe anywhere that you find your favorite podcast called Tate's Take. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your mama, tell your grandmama, tell your baby mama, where they find the best, the most entertaining, the most educational, and the most informational basketball content on the planet in the form of a podcast. Now that we got all of that craziness out of the way, I want to get ready to bring my dude up in here because, listen, I know everybody's talking about like the NFL draft and this and that, and I'm just like, you know what? We ain't doing that. Like, we doing our own thing. We're in our own lane. And speaking of lane, you'll see why I put some emphasis on that in a second. What better time to bring up who now somebody I'm extremely comfortable with being able to call a very good friend of mine, man. Former UGA standout and SEC basketball legend D.A. Layne, CEO of In the Lane Sports. Find him on IG, on Twitter, on social media, i.e. at In the Lane. That is at INTHELYNE, not LANE, LAYNE. DA, what's up, boy?
What's up? What's up, good buddy? Man, I'm glad to be here, man. You know, I've been supporting you since day one. I appreciate everything you do for the community. I appreciate everything you're doing for the game, moving the game forward, your expertise. I tune into you on the 92.9 all day, every day. So I know what you're doing there, and we appreciate you, man. So I'm happy to be here to support you for sure.
No, thank you much. I do definitely appreciate that. And while I am going to propose this question to you, if you don't mind just propping that camera just a little bit more to where I can see more of the top of your head.
All right, then,
Perfect.
am
That's
I in the
perfect,
front?
man.
Am I in the frame?
No, no, that is perfect.
All right, here we go.
PERFECT. Perfect. I probably spelled that wrong. But listen, um, talk to me first and foremost about In the Lane Sports because I know that we've had some conversations in the past about you doing some different things. I know you did some quite a bit of stuff, obviously, a lot of different community events and so forth, and giving back and doing different school supplies and things like that for the kids and amongst so many different things. So I want to be able to get people, especially those that are in Georgia, but not just in Georgia, as we have people that kind of watch from all over the place nationally. Tell us a little bit about what In the Lane exactly is and what it represents.
Well, you know what? My In the Lane Foundation, man, is near and dear to my heart. We have our back to school event, which we give out 300 book bags every summer to get kids excited and get kids going, getting ready to be going back to school. And this was pre-pandemic, so it's kind of been at a stall for us now. You know, this past summer we missed it, but it's just been great. Just giving back and putting smiles on kids' face. You actually partnered with us a couple of times to help us do that for the kids, and
Mhm.
filling book bags with folders, pencils, and pens, and just helping out in the community. So that's one part of the In the Lane brand. Then we also have the In the Lane High School All-Star Classic, which we do for boys and girls, seniors, out of the state of Georgia. So we have the top 24 boys, the top 24 girls, seniors that we do over at Wheeler High School every year. That's been great. That's near and dear to my heart as well, just to get to see the kids put on their jersey for one last time and play a game in front of their families and friends. That's what it's all about. And reward them for all their hard work and dedication over a 4-year period. So that's definitely a blessing in what we do as well. So in the lane is just ever evolving brand, man. Now we moved on to the in the lane basketballs, man. So we'll be having in the lane
Hey,
basketball, hey, with a store coming near you pretty soon, man. So we're trying to get this one in every household in America, and one day hopefully across the world. So this is what we got going on with our basketballs, and we're just moving the brand forward, man. And like I said, just grinding it out and putting smiles on kids' face and in the community. So it's truly a blessing. And then we have the in the lane skills camp ages 9 through 14, what we do over at Wheeler High School as well for boys and girls, where we teach them the fundamentals of the game and basketball skills, and they're happy and enjoying that week of basketball as well. And fortunately, I've been lucky enough, a couple of kids that came to my basketball camp from ages 9 to 14 played in my senior high school game. How fun is that? And that's what it's all about. So you starting with them early, and then thank God they get up to the All-Star Classic. So it's a blessing.
man, no, I appreciate you for even creating this lane, and I'm gonna have to find me a way uh to make a purchase to get one of those basketballs, man, so I can
No,
frame it. I just let me say this first before anything. Outside of the fact that I love what you're doing, I just think that it's something that is so inspirational and motivational, even for someone like me, which I'm sure a lot of other people that are watching right now. Just being able to see people giving back and so forth. And ultimately, as we know that, what kind of testimonials do you have in terms of some of the responses and reactions from whether it be parents, specifically the players that have come through that program or played in some of your showcases and whatnot? What kind of testimonials do you have from us? What kind of reactions and responses have you received from putting together such projects?
Oh, well, I get calls and emails and texts from parents all the time, that says, hey, we appreciate everything you do, players. Hey, we appreciate it. It was really a blessing to come up under your wing at the lower level and come up to the All-Star game. Even some college guys, like Chase Hunter at Clemson, and a couple guys, just reach out to them here and there. It just doesn't stop with you playing in my All-Star game in my camp and then I'm done. That's not what In the Lane is about. In the Lane is about continue to see you progress as a college star, hopefully a pro star. And our whole agenda is to make sure you're just a beacon in the community. Once the ball goes flat, you're somebody that's a stand-up person in the community. And I'm always to be like a mentor or a big brother to you to continue to help you grow as much as I can.
Sure, sure. D.A. Layne, former University of Georgia standout. He was holding that basketball like he could still shoot that thing. I don't know. I might have to put the challenge out there. No, I ain't gonna go that far. But
Hey man, I can stand there. I'm still a standstill shooter. I can't move at all no more. I can stand still
you
and
can't
shoot.
move.
No sir,
Yeah, yeah.
no sir.
I am not mad at that. D.A. Layne, CEO of In the Lane Sports Foundation. Remember to go and follow him on all social media platforms and so forth. And just overly appreciative and thankful and grateful that he's had a chance to join us. Let me ask you about this because you mentioned how you're currently working with a lot of different, students and so forth, and guys that are coming up ranging from ages 9 plus all the way up. Um, what would you say is maybe some of your biggest concerns or just things that stuck out like a sore thumb, things that were eye popping for you in terms of today's landscape of basketball? Because as we know, there's so many different moving parts and so many things have changed from when you were playing. Obviously, I didn't play on the level nearly as high as you did, but just sitting back and paying attention and watching, like perfect example. I don't know. I guess when I'm just looking at some of the talent, sometimes I'm thinking that there's going to be some guys, there's no way that he's going to fit in the NBA. Not this dude, not player X. And it's like player X is not only successful at the next level, whether that be in college I have to essentially remember that this is not the same NBA. This is not the same brand of basketball being played that it once was. And so, how do you talk to you terms of the landscape of the way that today's game is played on the high school, on the AAU level in terms of recruiting and all that good stuff overall.
Well, well, it's a tough slope. I mean, these kids are really from that early age. I think our issue right now, and my issue that I see, is the word pro is just used so loosely. The word pro is just used. You can see a kid hit a 3-pointer in the corner, hit two in a row. Oh, he's a pro. Oh, he's a pro. Oh, you a kid have 25 points in one game. Oh, he's a pro. We have to continue to push the envelope as, hey, education first, basketball second. I need you to be a pro in the classroom. I need you to be a pro in the community. And if God willing, we get blessed enough to be a pro on the highest level in the NBA level, we're blessed for that. But let's start that way instead of. I think we're starting the other way. We're starting pro first, then the other pieces come into play. So I think we just got to get back to those roots of the game, and the game is built on education first, basketball second, and if God blesses us with hard work and dedication and talent, then of course we're thankful for that blessing. But I think that's the key, and I think a lot of kids, once they get out of the high school realm, which a lot of them are superstars on the high school level, then you transfer over to the college level, and it's kind of like, whoo, I thought the transition would be a little smoother. And what they don't understand, college and pro basketball are not that far apart, but high school and college are far apart, it's hard to find that high school kid right now that can go straight from high school, jump into the SEC, the ACC, and average 15 to 20 points a night. And that's
Yeah.
okay, and we're okay with that. But it's a transition stage. But I think a lot of our kids are kind of hit with that first blow of, whoo, I didn't know it was going to be this hard. I got to work a little bit
Sure.
harder. I thought it was going to be easy. I was just a man in high school, and it's not as easy as I thought it was. And I think that's where we have all the issues. But if we continue to grow and continue to let them know, no, you're not. The one and done is a blessing from God. One and dones are not, they don't come around often. So
Mm-hmm.
let's take our mentality stuff from the one or two and dones, and hey, I'm gonna be a 4-year basketball player, and God willing, if I have a great year, one of those years in between, and I'm able to get that shot, I'm with that. But other than that, I'm a 4-year basketball guy. I'm gonna go here and do my best for my university, play hard as I can, and I'm gonna graduate with a degree and be an upstanding citizen in the community. I think that's
I
the
know.
that's the number one key.
I wish that I had my white towel to wave around and my tambourine to tell you to keep preaching on, preacher, because I feel a lot of the very similar, identical ways that you feel, and way too often guys are just saying, well, what is he going to be at the next level? What is this guy going to be on the pro level? And it's like, wait a second, let's sit
Right.
back and embrace the player that we see on his current level, whether
Right.
that be, I think I was just having a conversation not too long ago with some guys, and there's always one of these players coming out of college entering the NBA, like I don't know, like a Luca Garza, let's just say, for example. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, he's not gonna be this type of pro. And it's like, well, hold on. Let's enjoy the kind of season that we've seen him have right now in front of our faces, because some people are just going to be really great college players.
There you go.
Whether Luca
There you go.
Garza goes on to be a great NBA
Correct.
player, or when
Correct.
we say pro player, doesn't always mean NBA. Could
Correct.
mean, playing internationally, G League, and whatever the case may be. And I want to ask you, while we're talking about G League and NBA and all these different things, um,
Mm-hmm.
your preference or things that may concern you about deciding to put your child, or if you were to do it all over again, put DA Layne, and I know I'm not sure if you really want to do this or not. I know I don't want to think about Deshaun Tate at age 17 or 18 making big time decisions like this, but let's take DA Layne back to age 17, 18, having to make a decision. Obviously, you were in this position somewhat before because you decided to go to Georgia and so forth. So you had to make a very similar decision. But now you have on the table G League, you have international right out of high school, or the college, uh, or the college route. Which one do
Or
you think for
you have the overtime. You have overtime
or
now.
you have overtime
Yeah.
now. I want to get to that.
Yeah.
Or yeah, let's factor
Yeah.
that in.
Yeah.
And then just put an asterisk right now on the collegiate level, assuming that you would have the opportunity to exercise your right at name, image, and likeness. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll go overtime.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go name, image, likeness with NCAA college basketball. We'll go international level, and we'll go G League. Where do you stand with the kind of decision that you would make with having all those options at that age that a lot of these kids are at right now?
That's a good one, Tate. That's a good question. Well, it's always, you know, what position you're in. If you're a mid to late first round guy, that they're telling you, or if you're a lottery guy, if you're a lottery guy locked in, and you have the skills, and you really have a problem or issues at home that you may be able to create an avenue for your family to better your situation. It's always, if you're locked in at that level, it's always an opportunity to really sit down with your family and figure out that position. So the overtime situation is great. And what I love about overtime and I love about G League, they're also giving you an opportunity to further your education as if you do decide to go their way. So that's what I love about
Mm.
that as well. But the NCAA is amazing, but at the end of the day, some things need to change with the NCAA to give kids opportunity, like you say, to make a little extra money to help themselves and help their situation off their likeness. They're bringing a lot of money into the NCAA forum, and they're doing a lot of good things, and a lot of youth and a lot of families are loved by the high level basketball and entertainment, because at the end of the day, it's entertainment. You're putting butts in seats, or like you said, now with the pandemic, you have everything online, or your TV ratings are through the roof. So all of them, it's a big pot. But I think right now, the progressively way that lottery pick, or that late or that first rounder is thinking right now, hey, overtime in G League is sounding a lot better than the NCAA. I'm just being honest. We love the Final Four, we love the big dance, but for that lottery guy, or that first rounder, he's really thinking about. There you go. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But just being honest, and I think NCAA is making strides. They're making strides. They're coming up with different things and different avenues. But I love the way the game is going. I love that the NCAA is having a listening ear. Think about a few years ago, the ear wasn't even open. They didn't have a listening ear for this. So I think that the game is progressively growing. I think they're understanding, the new generation of talent, the new generation of thinking, as far as the game of basketball, as far as the business aspect of it, making money off your likeness. So it's a great circle of love all together. It's just got to get stepped up to the next level. I think it's enough basketball to be played, and there's enough
Yes.
basketball being played for everybody to have a good time, everybody to contribute, everybody to enjoy their likeness or whatever they want to do. So that's not the issue. The issue is just everybody getting on the same page and continue to grow the game.
Let me ask you this as it relates to the question that I asked in regards to standouts and or things that stand out rather, and some of your concerns. We talked about it in terms of the recruiting for the AU guys, for the high school guys, and things like that. And of course, you got your shoe deal, shoe company, circuits, and so forth. But as it relates maybe to the collegiate level, when you sit back and you watch college basketball, are there any things, and again, this just being concern or concerns, yet still all fitting under the umbrella of just things that are just pop out to your eyes when you watch? Do you see any concerns around the landscape of today's game? And just to give you a little bit of a hint going forward, I am going to ask you this about the NBA as well. So we talked about it about the high school guys. Now, in terms of the collegiate level, do you see any concerns or just things that pop out to you to where you're like, the direction that this game is going, it's becoming blank. And these are the reasons why. What is that blank and why?
Concerns of the game, I really don't see any concerns of the game. I love the way the game is growing. I love the way it's evolving. I love the way, it's positionless. I love the way, your 5 man is stepping out, shooting a 3-pointer, taking the ball off the dribble between the legs, step back threes. I love what Steph is doing. I love what, Dame is doing. All the guys, LeBron and KD, they're, Kyrie, all those guys are growing the game. Nobody is hindering this game. That's what I love about it. From the business aspect, from the game that's played on the court, nobody's hindering this game. This game is growing at a rapid pace. The game is in great shape. The game is growing. Everybody's happy. Everybody's enjoying it. We just wish that, we can get back in there, get in the seats and eat our popcorn and drink a little drink here and there and enjoy the guys. So at the end of the day, like we're in a great spot with the game of basketball. I mean, even on the grassroots level, you think about the high school game where it's growing across the country, and think about what Georgia is doing in basketball. Georgia's a basketball state now. It used to be football, and I think Georgia has even that playing field with basketball. So it's a ever evolving game, and I think we're right there where we need to be, and I don't feel like anything is hindering the game at this point.
Now, what I want to do is I want to invite you into something that we like to call, if I can find it here, I'm trying to make sure I got everything together and on point here. Here we go. Perfect. So I have this particular segment called Quick Release, where I welcome you into the locker room. And it is essentially like rapid fire questions where you answer in short answers, but certainly feel free and comfortable to elaborate on your answers if you want to. So it's just going to be a series of a few questions. I just want to pick your brain a little bit. Let's go with the first one being, let me see if I can pull something really good up here since we're talking about a lot of really good basketball stuff here. Perfect. Here we go. What is give me some of your overall thoughts on what you see right now. Dude, it's crazy right now in college basketball with the transfer portal. I feel like we're somewhere really close, pushing 1,500 transfers at this point, if not more than that by now. Last time I checked, we was barely just short of 1,500. What are your overall thoughts on just seeing so many guys now that can go from one school to the next? The NCAA won't come down on these programs and coaches and players, allowing them to do it at least just one time. What are your thoughts on just the overall transfer portal? Because I'm a person that feels like, yeah, I do think that, and from a coaching standpoint, uh, players need to be held accountable a little bit more to an extent. The loyalty, and we know that there's not really a whole lot of that in the game of basketball sometimes.
Right.
But in the same token, if I'm a player, I'm also saying, well, hey, if a coach, I understand the standpoint of a player when they say if a coach can pick up and go somewhere else and not have to sit out or whatever in a transfer situation to another program, then
Mm-hmm.
why shouldn't we be able to do that as players?
Correct.
Just kind of want
Correct.
to get your overall thoughts on the transfer portal as we're seeing it this year. It's looking crazy.
Yeah, it's a whirlwind. It's a whirlwind in the portal. I've had numerous conversations with a lot of different people about the portal. It's a lot of guys and a lot of young athletes that's in the portal. But it's something new. It's something new. It's something that we haven't seen before, and everybody is gonna, look upon, down on it, frown on it. I understand it. But at the end of the day, it's just something that we have to look at. It's something that we have to give kids opportunities. Think about how many kids that never got this opportunity. Think about how many kids that never got a chance to, if you had some illness or you got homesick or you needed to get close to home real fast, or you never had this opportunity. So just give the kids and give college a chance. Let it play itself out. Of course, it'll ease over, but let it play itself out. And like I said, I'm ever evolving with the game. I have no problems with the game.
What would be some of your advice? And obviously, you do this quite a bit already. We're talking so many different kids. What is the advice that you give to the next generation of athletes and players that are coming up?
My advice is simple: dedicate yourself to the game, dedicate yourself to the books, dedicate yourself across the board. The game of basketball only lasts a certain amount of time. Just think about the game after the game. The game inside the game of life. Basketball is something you can only do for a handful of
Mhm.
years. Always remember it's a bigger picture. But while you're in it, dedicate yourself to it until that ball goes flat for you.
And I also want to make sure that I mention this because I certainly don't want to forget to do what we're supposed to do and make sure that we are paying the bills. Of course, this quick release segment is sponsored by and powered by Exotics by Curtis Smith. Look good, feel good, play great. It is essentially like taking health is wealth to a whole new element. So I always have to warn the people out there that there is tons of confidence and positive energy in these products, all 110% natural products, no chemicals. You'll never use bar soap and Axe and Dove Mints, Plus Care, lotion, alcohol, all that stuff. Leave that alone. We've got all natural products right here, exoticsproducts.com, and you can go ahead and get online, check out some of those products. Use your discount code at the checkout. By the way, put in Tate's Take and get you 15%. As you can see there, the logo in the top right-hand corner as we are in our quick release segment with my dude DA Layne. Let's go over to the next one. You know what? And I don't even have a graphic for it here at the bottom, but I definitely want to touch on this because it's something that you mentioned and I've been thinking about for quite some time already anyway, is the state of Georgia. Uh you get so many different prospects that come out of here, highly ranked. I mean, is this like the top rated hotbed now, like leading driving force for talent coming out like we used to hear at one point in time, the West Coast was kind of doing their thing and a lot of good players coming out of the Midwest, and obviously they still are. East Coast basketball big time. Now it kind of seems like it's about the South and a lot of guys are coming out of Atlanta. Why is that, and how do you kind of give a little bit of a breakdown as to maybe not why that is, but just why Georgia basketball has just looked so much different in comparison to the way that it once was, where everybody's eyes and ears were all about football?
I think just like we said, the dedication, the hard work, and I think it starts from the grassroots level. It starts from the AAU programs, the little league coaches. Everyone is dedicated. Not just to their team, not just to one player, not just to two. Everyone is dedicated to the game here. Everybody wants to progressively see the game go. Everybody wants to progressively see kids do well. If you
Mm-hmm.
dedicate yourself to something for a long period of time, your reward will come. And that's where we're at in the state of Georgia. The reward is here, baby. All the hard work and dedication and blood, sweat, and tears that everybody is putting into this is coming to fruition, and you're seeing the fruits of it. You're seeing the fruits of our kids getting scholarship at the highest level. You're seeing that we breeding
Mm-hmm.
college coaches, high school coaches, everything, as such, great people in the community, great businessmen, even when our ball is going flat. So that whole melting pot is really a beautiful thing, and I'm here for it, and I'm happy for the game, and I'm happy the way the game is evolving here in the state.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, it's just like a ton of really good. I mean, it used to be like, well, Atlanta's a good spot to host
There
basketball
you go.
events,
Yeah,
that type
yeah,
of deal. But now it's like, no, like you
the
want
spot.
really good players, you got to go to Atlanta. Like Kentucky's getting guys out of Atlanta,
Yeah,
UCLA. I mean, some of the higher ranked programs
yeah.
and so forth, and Auburn with some of the runs that they have made a lot of Atlanta products. Georgia Tech's kind of slowly coming back around and into the groove of things. Two more questions for you here on the quick release. Let's start out with this first because maybe the program didn't necessarily have the kind of season that they had kind of hoped for, if you will, coming off of having the number one player drafted in the NBA draft and Anthony Edwards to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Um, but yet still, they're taking some steps, even if it's just baby steps. Kind of want to get it through the lens or through the eyes of DA Layne. What is the overview of what you feel like or the direction that you feel like the University of Georgia's basketball program is going forward? What is that identity?
Good question, Tate. You know me. I'm Georgia basketball, man, through and through. I bleed black and red. Stegman Coliseum, that's home. If I can get a bed, man, and a room in there and bring my family with me, man, that's where we're gonna live. So that's where I'm at with it. And I love Crean. Crean is doing a great job. He has the energy, he has the enthusiasm. Me and him has dialogued a lot. Over his time here and a lot lately. And he's working. He's working. But like we talked about with the transfer portal and everything that's going on, it's just different times. And I think hopefully we will get it back on track and get to where we need to do. We lost a great assistant in Chad Dollar this week as well. We wish him the best, and I think we just got to keep pushing and keep improving. But, something has to give, and I'm just being honest. At the end of the day, it's about wins and losses. That's the business we in. That's the nature of it. And I know Dog Nation is a little frustrated. I know our alumni and everybody is pulling for us and rooting for us. But, just be patient. It's just with everything. Things that turn around and, things that get better. I have the utmost confidence in our university, and the utmost confidence in our new AD and Coach Crean and everything that's going on there. And, we will turn it around.
Last but certainly not least, now I thought that we were going to have the opportunity. As you know, I kind of forewarned you a little bit ahead of time, and obviously that didn't happen on this one, but I'm certainly going to I'm certainly going to make sure that I try and bring my dude, your guy, Jumaine Jones on with us at
My
some
God.
point. That's going to
My God.
happen.
No
Obviously,
question.
things
Whenever.
kind of fell through today. Yeah, go ahead.
I get it. Hey, whenever you bring him on, man, I'm the first one. That's my guy, no question. Me and that guy, we go a long, long way back, and one of my close friends, a real good guy for sure.
And I'm glad that you said that because last but certainly not least, question. Give me your very best, one that can be shared on the air, best untold story about your dude and teammate, Jumaine Jones.
Untold story. I
Or
think,
one
man.
that one that many people would not be very familiar with, if you will.
Well, you know what? I tell you, what? I got a great one, and it's an
Okay.
amazing story. This is a true story. This is fact.
Okay.
Jumaine Jones once in preseason conditioning ran a 4-minute mile
Really?
at college at University of Georgia.
Wow.
That's the best that's the best story I have for Jumaine. That just
Yeah.
lets you know not only was he a great player, but he's one of the best athletes I've ever seen, if not the best athlete I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, and he done unbelievable things. With preseason, man, I was a basketball player. That's
Uh-huh.
all I was. I wasn't an athlete. I couldn't
Yeah.
run on the track. He used to make
Yeah.
fun of me. I'd fall out during preseason condition. Hey, I need to stretch. Hey, and then he'd just be running circles around me, man. And he's just a great guy, man. And I really appreciate him, man. He kind of like took me up under his wing when I first got there. He had a year up on me when I got to Georgia, and him and Adrian Jones and G.G. Smith
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of those guys, man, Body Oliver and all those guys. It was just a great family atmosphere. So, Jumaine, yeah, that was incredible. When I wasn't there, that was his freshman year. I wasn't there, but when I got there, yeah, that was the talk, man. You ran a 4-minute mile. It was unbelievable, man.
Yeah, I would not even come close to thinking about. I can't even dream of running a 4-minute mile right
Hey,
about now,
D,
man.
I heard about was it you and Randy or you and Randy McMichael had a
Dude,
racing competition? Did y'all
no,
race each
no,
other? What
no,
happened with
no,
that, man?
no. Okay, let me explain to you just for the record. Okay, so I forgot how the conversation had even come about. I think Bryant McFadden was in the studio on that particular day,
Right,
and I mentioned something about running a 4.340.
right.
Okay, was I over my skis? Yes. By a little, no. By a lot, yes. Okay,
Right,
I'm okay with that.
right.
But I mentioned 4.5, so if I said it, I'm gonna do my. People don't think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make a run for it. I'm
There
gonna
you
do
go. I
everything I
got you.
can.
I got you.
So besides the fact that me, did not come prepared, not an excuse, no nothing. This had nothing to do with Randy. But I came out in water shoes, essentially what you would wear, shower shoes.
Right.
Okay. which was a terrible decision to make already as it was. After that, I tried to do it barefoot, and that made it even worse. But now, and I tell people this all the time. Now, they might say, at one guy said he clocked me at like a 6'7". Another guy said he clocked me at something absolutely ridiculous, like a 16 something, which is absurd. There's always going to be a lot of people that talk a lot of trash about how slow I was, but they, as you know, they're never going to be the ones to put their rent money up to
I
try and
got you.
race me themselves.
I
So you
got
know
you.
how
I
that
got
stuff works. So I won't make an excuse in the world. I ran it in a much worse time than I expected that I would. I don't know if folks' thumbs was
you. Right.
slow on the
Right. It wasn't clock right.
stopwatch or
I
what, because
get you.
you
I
shouldn't have
get
that many people coming up with different numbers if
I
it's all
get you.
that doesn't make sense to me. So nonetheless, I put that out there for
Right.
what it was. We had a lot of fun with it. It was good. It was fun. They still talking trash about it to this day.
No question.
Oh,
No question.
Tate was slow and this and that, but they're not so quick to put their money on the wood. That's the only part that I never really quite understood, which is fine by me. So we had a
Oh
lot of
man.
fun. We had a ton of fun with it, man. It was great, and I had a couple other things that I kind of wanted to throw in there as well.
Hmm.
But no, I had fun with it. It was cool. I enjoyed it. I was definitely out of breath. It gave me a whole new way of thinking about, just like right now. Tonight's the NFL draft. Okay,
Right.
and you've seen these guys in the combine and what they're running. Everybody nowadays bigger, stronger, faster, blah blah
Definitely.
blah.
Definitely.
But I didn't really understand when I would be working down on the field in different places when I'm watching these guys going through warm-ups and they're getting down there in their stance and then they're coming up off of that block real quick and doing their thing. I didn't realize how fast, not only that you have to come up off that block, but
Right.
also the difference that makes how you start in your run. I'm just thinking, oh, I'm a fast dude. I can run.
Right.
I've been doing
Right.
this in the streets for years where you
Right.
got one of the homies at the other end of the street with
That's
his
it.
arms straight
That's
out.
it.
I'm used to the street racing. That's
That's
just what
it.
I'm used to. So
No,
no,
no
so
technique. No technique.
no,
I got you.
we
I
not.
got
Yeah, no. We not doing none of that. So, but no, we had so much fun with that, dude. Now that's the truth. Somebody tell you something different,
you.
I'm
Right.
not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm
Right.
not biased. I'm not gonna lie about it, bro. Now you do this. When they tell you how bad of a job I did, just do me one favor. Ask
Right.
them if they're willing. Ask them. Listen, we could do 6 pack of cold beverages. We can do lunch. I don't need filet mignon for lunch. Like we can do this for McDonald's milkshakes, whatever you want to do. We could do something. So
That's right.
just make sure
That's
that
right.
they telling the whole story. You know how
I
people are.
I
There's one
got you.
side, another side, and then there's a truth somewhere in the
I
middle.
got you. I'm with you. I'm with you on that, man. That's a classic story. That's a
No.
classic. That's a
That's
classic.
I haven't done that one very many times, man.
Right.
But I will say enough to say that we definitely enjoyed it, and certainly I definitely want to say thank you, man, for not only joining our quick release segment
Hmm.
with DA Layne, of course, again powered by Exotics by Curtis Smith. Look good, feel good, play great, a whole new meaning um, to health is wealth. Make sure that you go on the website exoticsproducts.com, get your 15% off, discount code Tate's Take, all 110% natural grooming products. And make sure you get your 15% by adding in Tate's Take. And again, as we get ready to get my boy up out of here, man, in conclusion, um, my dude DA Layne, man, CEO of In the Lane Sports Foundation. Follow him on social media. And listen, that website is going to be up really soon. So y'all
Yes,
just
sir.
be patient.
Yes,
Keep your
sir.
eyes and your ears open. The dude is doing great things in the community. A great friend of mine. I love what he's doing. It's inspiring me. And I'm not just saying that because he's here on the program. I
I
really
appreciate
mean
that.
that
I
from the
appreciate it.
bottom of my heart, man.
Appreciate
Follow
it.
him on social media. Do yourself a favor and follow him on social and stay up to date with everything that my dude is doing in the lane. That is at in the lane, INTHELAYNE. DA, man, thank you so much, man, for joining me on the day, bro. And just many blessings, prosperity, safety going forward, man. And looking forward to hopefully talking to you on the next one. We get a chance for Jumaine to jump in here with us.
Man, I tell you what, I appreciate it. Thanks, Tate, man, and thanks for all you do, man. Your dedication and hard work to your craft. I really appreciate your craft when I listen in to you on the station, and everything you do, man. You're on point, everything, your analysis and everything you're doing to grow the game and everything you're doing with your expertise is much appreciated, brother. And just keep doing what you're doing. You got our 100% support like always, my brother.
Thank you much, man, and I really appreciate that. And looking forward to catching up with you on the next one. Hopefully sooner than later. That's my dude, Layne, right there, man. Former University of Georgia standout product right here in Metro Atlanta area as well. In addition to an SEC legend, dude could shoot that ball back in the day, man. I'm trying to tell you the truth. So, last but certainly not least, before I get up out of here, appreciate DA for coming on and joining us, and everybody that's watched us live, that will watch us later, have subscribed already, will subscribe in the future. Make sure that you go and do that. The best, the most entertaining, the most informational, and the most educational basketball content on the planet in the form of a podcast. It's called Tate's Take. Feel free to subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell your mama, tell your grandmama, tell your baby mama where they can find it at. And feel free to leave us, up to a 5-star rating as well. Also, leave a review if you want. Drop some really nice things, hopefully nice things, and comments and whatnot there in the comment section, where that's always appreciated as well. At Tate's Take Hoops, TATES TAKEHOOPS. Again, that's where basketball lives. Remember, exotics, these exotics products. Don't worry about the Doveman's Plus Care and the soaps, and they got exfoliating soaps and any and everything that you need. All kinds of grooming products. Works really well for women as it does for men as well. And all 100% natural, no chemicals. Treat your body to what it deserves. It's about time that we do that. And of course, it's always for a good cause. Remember, when you do that, exoticsproducts.com. In addition to that, just before you get right when you're at checkout, just before you check out, make sure in that discount code you put in Tate's Take, TATES TAKE, and you get your 15% off. Appreciate everybody for joining us. We're gonna have, what's today? Wednesday, third. What's today? Thursday. So I know that on Sunday coming up, we will be talking to Brad Rowland from, I believe it's from Peachtree Hoops. I got to go back and correct that. Hawks.com as well. Atlanta Hawks reporter. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the Atlanta Hawks and during our Hawk Talk segment. So keep your eyes and your ears open for that on Sunday. Be sure to follow along on social media to find out exactly what time and so forth, all the special details. So appreciate everybody for coming through and showing some love. And remember to pass along the word of Tate's Take, the multi-level basketball platform, to where we just try and keep you up to date with the favorite sport of basketball. Enjoy that NFL draft stuff, I guess. And we'll see you guys on Sunday. Peace. Bye.